What's going on, good people? Welcome back to another episode of Summing Up with the Summoners. Damon,
Katoya.
you know what's going down here. We got another good one coming for you today. Listen, we had a good time last week doing the Christmas special, so we said run it back.
Run it back.
We're gonna hit you with the Christmas part 2, Christmas special part 2. We're gonna dig into some other topics here, cause you may be listening to this right before Santa pull up on you, or you may not be. Either way, hopefully you enjoy this here. As always, of course, we can't go anywhere without saying, the support continues to be fantastic. Thank y'all so much for listening, viewing, watching episodes on YouTube. If you didn't know we had 4 episodes on YouTube, we do. We would love for you to subscribe.
And that was full episodes.
Full.
I think it sounded like you said 4. But there's full of all 22.
All of them. You see the faces.
The good, the bad, the ugly, the
you
great.
see the pauses. You see all that. The
it's
eyes.
True. It's
you
true.
See it.
If you just got a little video watching it,
Get into it. So we would love for you to hit that bell for those notifications, subscribe, as well as check us out, Facebook, Instagram, all that jazz. And of course, we would love for you to consider rocking with us on Patreon for exclusive content like bonus episodes. And we want to shout out a few new patrons as well. We want to shout out Joey and Asia. Appreciate you.
Thank y'all so
Jumping
much.
on the bandwagon. Alenthea Penn. Appreciate you.
Come on.
And the homie Kristen Trainer. You know what it is. Grade A Goodies. She was a sponsor for us, man.
Absolutely.
So we appreciate you jumping on the bandwagon.
There's still time. If you're trying to throw a little shindig on the new year, hit our girl up.
Yeah. New Year, Valentine's Day gonna pull up, whatever you need. That's just a double plug. Get in there. So we also want to get into a review. What we got going on this week?
All right. So the review comes from R. Alsher. Speaking of Christian training. You either know it or you don't.
Yeah.
And so this comes from Rachel, and she says, so many smiles. Damon and Katoya are 2 of the most talented individuals I know, and hearing them together brings endless smiles and is awesome entertainment. It's just what I need during this pandemic. And of course, that was 5 stars.
Come on.
Thank you so much, Rachel. We love you, girl.
Take a second. Jot down a review.
Just a little bit, just a little 1 sentence, 2 sentences, 3 adjectives, whatever you got.
Whatever's good.
We appreciate it. We appreciate your reviews sincerely, and again, always message us if you got anything to say. But we appreciate that. You know what? When I run these episodes back, I just be smiling too. I just be like, look at us.
She do.
And then be like, what are you doing? Like, if you're not about the business of it, if you're not editing it, you're not finding a clip, you're not. He like, why are you just looking at this?
Just watching us.
Because it was good.
We were there.
I know, but but was I really? I mean, there's something about a rewatch that does some good. So I just like to say that I am Katoya and I endorse this podcast.
Boom, you heard it here. Endorsement, baby. It's voting season.
I like it myself, okay? I'm putting out a product I enjoy as well. That's all I'm saying.
That's fair. That's good.
And thank y'all so much. You guys are great.
Let's get into it.
All right, so part 2, as we said, this is the Christmas special. So we got a couple more things that we thought would be good to chat about, And David and Katoya are never saying, whatever person I just referenced us in.
Third person.
That we are experts at this. We just tell you what we do. We always want to hear what you do.
Yes.
And these are some things that people threw our way. So we want to honor that and chat about it. So let's get into it. First up, we're going to talk about our gifts and maybe, how we do gifts.
Yeah. This time of the year, gifts is big, in the sense of, birthdays may come and go, but this is the time usually when people are trying to get gifts for people. And because I saw somebody, this is a side tangent.
Already? You can't side tangent already?
It's only 30 minutes. You got to get them in. But somebody put online, I saw somebody put, I thought it was funny. She was like, long story short was, if you think a gift card, right, or cash is impersonal, well, also keep that in mind when you buy me something I don't want. That's impersonal too. So don't drop the time and the money down on something I may not want. That Visa gift card, it will be sufficient. So just off top, if you're thinking, if there's still a few people, this is just a little recommendation before we get into it. You're like, I don't really know what to get him or her or them or whatever.
Listen, give them $10 off.
Boom.
Give them $20 off.
Bang.
Right? Give them $30 full. Like, it don't matter. You never know what they trying to get, but you just like gave them the biggest coupon toward whatever they wanted.
As an adult,
Because cash is great.
if somebody slid me a $25 gas card,
Oh,
I'm like,
snap. What?
appreciate you.
That's about 75% off my tank.
Thank you.
Listen, because you know I do them reward points for Kroger, and I be so excited for my dollar off. Sometimes, I'm telling you, I be racking up rewards. Clearly, we go grocery shopping. And I love that discount.
Yes.
I love filling my tank up for almost half,
Yes.
50%, 60% off, you know?
Can we just talk about that for a second, about how adulthood has changed the way gifts look? As you get older, from a young lad to a teen
So
to
many
in
things
early
are
20s,
practical.
as you get into the middle 20s and up, gifts, the practicality and the functionality.
People, but you know, real gift givers. I know we got some of y'all
got
out
some
there.
of you.
You're like, oh my gosh, that is not exciting. I want to get you something that means something, and that's true.
You know what means something? $30 in my pocket.
Anyway, yeah. So remember, we're not great gift givers. We clearly are very minimalistic on our receiving, but I feel that I'm so big for the thought that counts. I have collected mugs. And I love them. Would I had ever bought those mugs for myself? No. So it is something too, just getting someone something that they never even would have got for themselves.
Fair.
But honestly, you just think of the person, give them the best, and go for that. So how do we do that in the Sumner household?
Well, we do it a couple different ways. As a family, right? We have 3 kids. If you don't know, you mentioned be joined. We have kids. We have 3 beautiful kids here.
10, 6, 4.
Bang. Mission, live, ever.
Boy, girl, girl.
That is. And so, listen, for 364 days out of the year, we hold it down as parents, trying to do the best we can. And then, thankfully, we have amazing parents who are grandparents and who love being grandparents. And like, yo, on this day, on this Christmas day,
We gonna give it to them.
we got you.
And I'll be like, bet.
That's what we is.
So we don't do a lot for
We
them
don't
for
do a lot.
Christmas
We
because
don't.
their grandparents pretty much cover them.
In a non-pandemic year, right, late November, early December, we'll send that little Google Doc to the grandparents.
Shout out to my son Mission. This year he was over the Google Doc. I said send 2 gifts to each, set of grandparents, and just put that out there. Throw that wish list out there. See if it bites. They'll see what they can do. They sat down, they looked, they thought of things they give. They also in reverse thought of things that they want to give their grandparents as well. And then he put little Google Doc links to everyone. So literally he had the link and then he retitled it because he didn't like it because it was messy. And he titled it to click here, Target. Click here, Amazon. I was like, oh.
Come on now.
Look at you with your little skills.
Little type 1.
Yeah, he really enjoyed the aesthetics of his list. And I was proud of that. But he sent it out. Now this year a lot of them send it right back and send us cash, and that's okay.
Pandemic year, we'll take whatever.
We said no worries, we got you covered.
Yeah.
I went on a rampage buying and ordering things. We also just don't do a lot of gifts throughout the year. So it is kind of fun for birthdays and Christmas to be I get a couple of gifts at a time. Because, throughout the year it's very limited on getting things. They if it is, it's their own money.
Sure.
So throughout the year, if you're getting anything, it is from your own earnings, or if it's just on my heart, because I need you to find an independent, quiet activity. Now that's another story. I will buy what you need to keep you entertained by yourself.
Yes.
But if it's just for fun, oh yeah, they got to come from your money.
Yeah.
And so that's helpful. Throughout the year, they spend their own money, and then Christmas, birthdays. Christmas, definitely grandparents. Birthdays, pretty much mostly, us or whatever, and that's perfectly fine. So that's kind of how we run it.
And with gifts, we try to do a good job of cultivating, for lack of a better word, environment of gratitude, and appreciation. Because, we're not gonna let you go and hit up your grandparents and ask for 42 things on the list. One, ain't nobody got 42 list item type of money. That's number 1. Number 2, that's too much. Because where are we gonna put all this stuff? We don't have space for a drum set. We're not finna be all over here doing all these extra stuff. We're not finna have a rocking pony in the living room and things like this. So that's already off top. Space matters. But then also just building and trying to create a level of gratitude and appreciation and contentment, because some things on your list you may not get. We're trying to raise up people who got to be excited about getting a few things and then also being okay with not getting everything. So that's just especially in this time of the year, that's just something that really is important for us as well. This was the first year as well. We got a chance to do little toys for tots. They really enjoyed that. So we had a chance to go and kind of give some gifts. So overall, just in general, when we talk about our kids as a family, just trying to be very appreciative of our grandparents, our parents coming through. And missions 10 now. So that is going to continue to become a thing that kind of leaves our hands a little bit more.
Yeah.
And that's how we kind of do it on the parent side.
And I think we're open to continually refining that into traditions and, how do you switch it up? I know some people have some really cool ideas. I remember a friend said that they only wrap the things they find in their house. So they don't use gift wrapping paper, something like that.
Oh wait, so the new gifts they just put out under the tree?
No, they can only wrap them with something that's found in the house.
Oh,
just for fun. I'm just thinking about that's a fun way of wrapping.
Like construction paper,
or like newspaper.
I see.
Trash bags.
Got it.
You gotta get creative with your wrapping, or just more things to do of service, right? Because it's definitely a time where kids are like, I want. But it's like, well, how can you give? And really trying to wrap that concept around them to say it's not necessarily about giving because with your money, but what else could you creatively think of? How could you do something of service? So, we're refining that, and I think as they get older, we can definitely see a little bit more where they become more independent and able to do some things like that. So, if y'all got some suggestions or some cool ways
them out, baby.
Please let us know because
we still ideas. We want them.
Yeah, if it's good, we like it.
And just don't buy a bunch of stuff. Like they're not gonna play with all of. I just get so sad when I see people just dropping all type of money. I'm like, baby, don't do it. No. By February 12th, there's gonna be several items that are not played with, not open, not put together, lost, no batteries.
I look at the girls list and I was like, it's a lot of LOL dolls on here.
It's a lot.
And I know you like them, but you also really don't play with them. Is this really what you want on your list? Liv was like, no. I was like, good, because I ain't bought none of that. I bought like one of the six put on there. Yeah. And then we're going to think of some other stuff. What else you interested in? I just try to really get them to think about like, what are you really interested in? And I also think that this is a time for gifts. I know it's still on that, but like it's a time to explore new things too. Like maybe buy someone an instrument. Like that's a family gift. I bought like a little ukulele. Nobody, I don't know.
We don't know. We don't know what could happen.
But it came with like a instruction book, like a sheet music or some type of way to how to learn type of thing. And I was like, this was like literally like $10 or $15 or something, but it can be. And I'm not gonna put nobody's name on it.
Throw it out there.
Just gonna put it there and say, if you're interested, then here's something that you can learn. Yeah. I'm all for trying to make sure that they have things to do that are non-electronic and that can be practiced independently. Because I find that Liv gets all these crafts and stuff, and it's gonna have to be a 2-person team. And I was like, what crafts can she get that she can do? Because I cannot keep trying to be the, hey, Mom, I want to do it. You available type of thing, which is nice for bonding. But at the same time, that persistence comes at it. And it's like, oh, I'm ready for that. Yeah. So anything that they can do that's kind of along that line. So that's what we do for the kiddos. Yeah.
I mean, for us, it's interesting because, we've talked about before, our money is in one big old pot. All the accounts go to one funnel, and then we try to leave it there.
I mean, we do have a little cash out play money.
We do.
From small little things.
Small little things.
Yeah.
In a typical year, I'll speak for myself. I'm either trying to specifically keen in on things that Katori may have said that she wanted in general or whatever. But here's a caveat. In the world of Amazon, if an adult wants something, they can also just get it at any time. So it's really interesting to just see how it's impacted the way people just acquire things throughout the year. Boxes come, I'm assuming, in a traditional American family now, they come once a week, every few times a month.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I needed this. Boom. So it's interesting now. But I try to listen and be a little more keen to what she's talking about throwing out there, or just something that I think could be helpful, beneficial, practical for her. I think I talked about last time some, tickets. Let her go see her friend or whatever. Hey, if she's been talking about, I just need to get away. Boom, here come a little me time, whatever case may be. So that's trying to really lock in to what she says.
Yeah.
And then I try to, this is a little tip, I'm going to go ahead and spill the beans because somebody may need these beans to be spilled. I'll put it in my little business checking, right? And then I'll more than likely make sure it's under my name. If it's Damon Amazon, not under her, which we primarily use. And then I'll get it myself.
That's
so it's
important.
not going to her email. That's for you, ladies and gentlemen, right there. Make sure it's not going to the other person's email. And keep it pushing.
And you it's up to y'all to decide, how much is too much or whatever. You
talking about the amount.
Yeah, you follow your budget how you need it,
Yes.
but so if y'all say, hey, let's not spend $200. I think we've been through a year where we set a number. Then there's years where we don't set a number. You just kind of see what money you can flex with. Can you pull it from a little personal? You got to throw it in there. Play around with it. Somebody gave me $100 gift card. Oh, man, I'm going to throw that to David's gift. Play around with the money you have so that you don't have to have like, oh, you spent $300. That would be a very large number for us. So, I bought you a pair of socks.
Thank you.
Yeah. So I just think there's something, I don't think I think, again, when you give thinking of the other person, especially in your relationship. So you just think about what is best for them. What did they say they wanted in passing? I know I'm a definitely say in passing person, but I'm also definitely I already bought it.
Yeah. Victoria's quick on the trigger.
You're like, oh, you already got that small backpack. Yeah, I needed it.
So I got it. It's different. It's a different. What you get me this year?
I was just supposed to tell you right now.
I was just trying to see if I could get you quick off the dribble.
Yeah,
just a quick.
But have you gotten me anything?
All right, we're going to take a break.
What?
All right, let's keep moving here. But before we do, we want to give a shout out to our sponsor for this week's episode. Of course, we want to shout out the one and only Cultivate Real Estate.
Whoop, whoop.
You know what it is. So listen, Adrian, Aaron, the crew, they keep holding it down for us. We want to shout them out because we want to continue to send people their way. If you're interested in home ownership, if you got questions about buying, selling, all that whole world where you're just like, man, I don't know who to talk to. You need to talk to Cultivate Real Estate. They got you.
Yep, could be the absolute perfect Christmas gift or New Year's celebration. So reach out to them on Instagram at Cultivate Real Estate. Slide into the DMs and they'll be sure to get back with you. So it could be the answer. You'll never know until you try. All right, holler at them. Cultivate Real Estate, Instagram.
Let's keep it moving. So Santa. Let's talk about Santa just for a few minutes.
Santa baby.
Can you talk about Christmas?
Down the chimney for me.
Can we just talk about the sensualization of some Christmas songs?
Santa baby, hurry down the chimney tonight.
The metaphors being those songs heavy.
Santa.
And they be talking and I be singing with the kids. I'm like, man, they really out here talking about this mistletoe heavy.
Ooh, we was listening to I Saw Mama kissing Santa Claus, and they were just like, Mom, would you ever kiss Santa Claus? I was like, yo, let's just break this song down a little bit.
Please.
Daddy was Santa Claus, right?
Oh, yeah. So Santa, when was Santa? What did Santa look like for you of growing up? Did y'all sit on laps? Did you take pictures? What you do? I know.
I know it's a touchy subject, people. I grew up not believing in Santa. I don't know who told me.
You grew up
not believing.
I mean, to be clear.
I do not believe in Santa.
To be clear, you had a time in your life where you were like, yo, Santa's real.
No, I don't believe I ever did, to be fair. Oh, you did?
Yeah.
You did.
Is this the first time you understood?
Yeah, because we straight raised these kids to not know.
No, I'm saying like I had a moment in time when nobody had told me. Like,
oh, yeah, no.
The magic. I had magic in my life.
I could have.
You didn't have no magic in
your life? But my memories, my magic, I get it. I just, when you work hard and you paying for gifts, you don't want
magic.
No credit to nobody else.
No, let people have a little bit of magic. Pizzazz. Magic.
You can't. He's saying that, but our kids don't believe.
No, they did. And then sooner or later, as they get older, we're like, hey, you got us.
Yeah, they say a thing or two. I don't know if that's really like believe that somebody came down your chimney. We
didn't probably tell Mission about Santa for real till he was like 6.
I just say Santa is a fictitious character.
No, that's what we could break down. We talk about how we do break it down. You did. That's a good way you brought it down.
I was like, yeah. I mean, he's a fictitious character. I mean, he is.
Like Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yeah.
You like Sonic?
Yeah, I definitely took out the magic. But what I do, I mean, we still watch movies. We still, talk about it. So there's still like this fun thing. If they want to go sit on Santa's lap, sure. But I mean, yeah.
We just know what you're going into, and we're also not raising people to blow your kids' bubbles too. Like missionaries can't be rolling up like, "Hey man, Chris Santa fake."
Yeah,
we ain't doing that.
Yeah.
We ain't got them.
No. You believe what you want to believe, but
That
you ain't
ain't
got to
cool.
rein in on nobody else's party. If that's what they want to believe.
Yeah.
It's just not practical. Santa is not practical.
No,
I still want them thinking that was magic like that.
We definitely took several pictures growing up with Santa. I don't know when the time was when somebody told me, or I was just like, this ain't right. I ain't got no chimney. I grew up in 15 apartments.
How you get in my house,
I never
Santa?
had a chimney, Santa. But sooner or later, you kind of just gotta. You either tell them, or they might come home and be like, "Hey, you know what, guys? Santa's not real."
I mean, we have literally said Santa is not real in our home, and Liv be like, "But Santa's coming to the house," and I was like, "Sure, I don't know what you're saying. I just told you." Like she said, counter to what I say, but I'm like, okay, sure, whatever.
I don't really.
But you just sent your list to your grandparents, though. I just want you to know. I don't know what to tell you.
We talk about Pop, and Gramsy getting you gifts.
Your gifts, like, do you sign one saying from Santa parents? I don't know. To each his own, and no worries about it. I don't think it takes away anything personally, but I do think it's fun to watch a movie and have the magic and all of that. But I do believe it's fun to watch that and believe it is make believe. So, it's just fun and a fairy tale, and I think that's fun. Mm-hmm. But I don't think that you, as a child, would just be sitting over here wishing and hoping in a fairy tale for my children.
Fair. Did you grow up in a household that even just had black Santa? Like it was no Santa. Like no.
Yeah, my family wasn't really like trying to make everything black.
I see. It was just like nope. Like
I think we had Black Angel on top of the Christmas tree. Yeah,
but
it's just really.
We didn't need Santa in the house. That's what you're saying.
I actually don't like to buy anything with Santa on it, honestly. So like my Christmas wrapping don't ever have Santa. I ain't gonna give you a Santa Christmas card.
Nothing.
Nah, it's okay.
Get that.
But if you want to be holly jolly, Noel, baby Jesus, sure, any of that.
All of that.
Not even real baby Jesus, honestly, because that's testy too. Just Noel.
Just
Merry
green and red.
Christmas,
just candy canes.
Green and red.
Snowman.
Brown for construction paper. Whatever. It don't, any of that genericness in a sense. But I know someone's like, oh my gosh, I just can't believe it. And that's okay. But eventually you got to break the news to your child.
Eventually.
Anyway. I mean, honestly, all of them are not real. We'll talk about for tooth fairies and stuff too, but I'm like,
all of them gonna.
It's whatever you want to believe.
You know, I didn't get $1 for the tooth fairy. No, you did not.
Yeah, their tooth fairy sucks in this house.
We have the worst tooth fairy in the city.
And to be honest, that should be something that should be make believe to put it back on somebody else. I still don't even understand why people give money for a tooth.
For a tooth, like for just kids' teeth.
I don't even know.
It's kind of a creep. If I'm honest,
Stop.
It's kind of a creepy thing. I want your teeth. I want your teeth, little girl.
Fortunately, it's a woman. They're
I'm
less
sleepy.
creepy than if that was the tooth fairy was a man. That'd be a little odd.
Yeah. Anything about a little Cupid, little fat Cupid is odd. Just the arrow. This looks like manslaughter. Let's focus.
Anyway, I mean, so our kids.
Okay.
We watch things, but I don't believe they necessarily believe. I mean, Mission absolutely not. Everett's probably
Mission's 10.
Yeah, and Liv still maybe believes that something could be true. Like if she would want to go sit on Santa's lap.
Sure.
And Everett would be like, I guess.
All right. Can we eat after this?
And I would never be like, don't go do that. Right. It's nothing like that. No, it's not that. It's not that serious.
Got it. Let's talk about holidays and family time. Right. This was a good question. One of our good friends threw our way, and I thought it was a conversation that we could talk about for a few minutes. Now, caveat is that so when you have to spend holidays with families and like in-laws or just you're in a relationship in general, you're trying to go see their family, you want to go see your family. How do you kind of balance that?
Right.
We have been very fortunate to be in a situation where we don't even have to balance. We don't really think about it because our folks live in the same state, and specifically my mom and her husband and Katoria's parents, they live 5 minutes apart.
And that's not
not on purpose.
No, literally they live like 2 miles away from each other.
Yeah, like 5 stoplights.
But remember, we grew up, we met each other in high school in the same state, same city. Parents still live there.
But in general, we do have a lot of friends who kind of have to wrestle with this question. I know one set of friends, like his family's in Buffalo, New York.
Right.
And then her families are down in the South. So it's a thing that people constantly are thinking through.
It's true. I also want to add, okay, yes, it is true. But even though we do have two separate families, we've also done some blended things.
We have as
so
well.
that even on the confusion of Christmas, everybody can just come over to maybe my mom's house, or we all go over to Damon's mom's house, and we just blend those families. And we get to be a little selfish in it because we're the only children with children, right? So it's like, oh, the grandkids. It's all about the grandkids. Now, the minute somebody else have another baby, it might get more complicated. But
until then, we got that title. Until then,
for the last 10 years, we have pretty much held that down. So that's been nice and easy. So it has been good. But I said that to say the blended part of it, you might have to start getting more creative. But the larger your family is, the more complicated it gets. We were talking about it before, and I don't know if I necessarily have a solution or.
But it's not, we don't think there's one solution.
Yeah, because it really just depends on all the various factors, location, right, and then timing.
Finance is going to play a part depending on
finances of driving or not driving. So I think like if you're in the same city, state, like local area, then you got the best set of possibilities here, because you can either choose to celebrate Christmas Eve. You can choose to celebrate on Christmas and then flip it for the next year. You can split the day, whatever you want to do. Or, there's so many possibilities.
Right. I will jump in and throw in what we always talk about because it's always crucial.
It is true.
Communication is crucial.
Yep.
Because what you don't want, in our opinion, is to have one person and or specifically they're feeling slighted or, for lack of better words, less valued because it's seeming constantly loaded for whatever various reasons that Thanksgiving, Christmas. I mean, we're talking about these two. These are usually the holidays where people try to do the most traveling per se, especially in a short amount of time.
Family things.
Right.
Christmas tends to be more like immediate family. Thanksgiving can be a lot more of the extended family.
That's fair. So that communication is crucial, and just sitting down with the boo and be like, hey, let's talk about this. If you haven't had that conversation in a while, it may be important to refresh that conversation. Maybe you're older now, your parents are older now, some kids have came in, things can change over time. So having communication about, let's make sure we're on the same page about, do we want to do, the same family per holiday, then rotate, however you want to do it, the communication is going to be important just so everybody feels good. Because you're talking about families, and then somebody mama gonna say something, somebody daddy gonna text something,
low-key remarks.
Then you pull up in the house like, hey, pop, and he's just like, hello. You're like, oh, wait, what happened? He's like, yeah, don't say anything today. He's still upset from last Christmas. Oh, right. So,
and I get it. I mean, family time is important.
It's
but
crucial.
There is something about being united in the way you want to run your family.
That's important.
And
united from.
And it might not please everyone. And one thing, like Damon's really adamant about having Christmas in our home. It is advantageous to the children to have it in Texas. The grandparents are like,
They have pros and cons.
They're just like,
pros and cons.
We can give you everything, But at the same time, I get like just trying to create the traditions in your own home around family. I mean, I'm kind of off about it because you have a 24 days to like feel Christmassy in your home. So I get it, but we've compromised and we've rotated and
compromised.
We've definitely done like Christmas in Texas and then Christmas in Georgia, where maybe whatever family can come is welcome to come into our home, which. The day our house can really like hold our family and they are willing to come to us, that would be great. But they are, grandparents are older, so you want to accommodate and, things and so on. So I think there's just a balance of figuring that out, because that is the one thing that becomes a challenge for us is like, will we stay here or will we go back to Texas? Yeah. And if you do, it's like, we ain't doing Thanksgiving and Christmas.
Oh, we ain't doing both, baby.
So we're doing Thanksgiving
12 hours one
Christmas.
way?
And we don't fly because it's 5 people.
The way that money works, we got a checking and a savings. So
and it's just like, we're just gonna go on a road trip.
Let us know. Please share your thoughts about how you guys do it. Again, we're always about stealing ideas and also sharing your great ideas to others. So we would love to pass that along as well for other people. So
I know that gets testy. So just be connected. And then know you might disappoint somebody, but then also remember that your family is valuable and the time with them is, something to be treasured.
Definitely. What's the last thing we get into before we get out of here?
So the other day we listened to some music and Mission, I put this on Instagram. Mission was just like, why everybody like going around from one person to another, and it's the holiday music all about these relationships, and I was like, man, that's a really good observation. He was like, why is it so hard for people to stay with one person? But that holiday music is, and I just watched a movie where it was like, I gotta go home again, and with no spouse, no relationship, no status. So I had this just thought for my single people out there who rock with us. Don't let the Christmas relationship blues get to you. Don't even let that take you over, okay? There is no expectation. And that goes for, it's anybody blues. It's that family pressure blues that, like, come on, you don't have a spouse. Y'all ain't married yet. Where are my grandbabies at? The things that people say to you that you just like, but why are you saying that to me? Yeah. So don't let the blues get to you. Count some joys. Tune out that negativity. And just press forward with whatever positivity you can, and just be like proud to be in whatever season or stage you are in without that pressure that our family can tend to put on us. And some reason that holidays just bring it out. Like literally I just watched a movie. It was just about being the holiday. And it was just, it's Netflix, I like them. It was just about like, I gotta bring a date to all these holidays. Yeah. And it's like, why? So the same way as taking a stance as a couple and deciding where you're going to travel, the same thing goes for whatever it is that your family might be adding some pressure on for you in this season. You just confirm with yourself, I'm just going to ignore mom. I'm just going to ignore that. And I'm going to tell them how great we're doing, how great I'm doing. So just breathe. You're amazing. And don't let the holiday blues try to get you.
Boom. That's it. Latoya, out here in these things, letting people know.
That's important. That's all you got? You just gonna let me know you did it.
Listen, hey, you don't go after the headliner. When you finish strong, you wrap it up. Man, that was good. No, that's really important, especially in this time of the year. That's gonna do it for us. Yeah. This episode here. This was good. Christmas special part 2. Wherever you're listening to this, happy holidays, Merry Christmas, all that jazz. Hope you're safe. Enjoy whatever time with whoever you love the most. Thank y'all so much for listening. We started this in August, and these last few months, as we get closer towards the end of the year, has been fantastic. Yeah. And it's because of y'all. So we definitely appreciate the support.
Yep.
As we get out of here, as always, continue to rock with us out here on Patreon, bonus episodes. Again, appreciate the few people we talked about earlier jumping on the bandwagon. Rate and review on Apple Podcasts, that private Facebook group popping off, Instagram, of course, YouTube with full episodes. All that jazz.
All the things.
You know what it is. Damon, Katoya. See y'all later.
Bye.